Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As promised, here is a practical example of how I create my tentative schedule for my layover in Athens. I'm going to have 18 hours layover in Athens on the 23rd of August. This means that my technique of having a tentative schedule comes even more useful. Because in this kind of situation, you really don't have time to lose. I want to make the most out of my day, and if you really don't know what I'm talking about, head over to my other YouTube video where I explain how I plan my trips. I'm going to do the step number 4 and step number 5. So let's start. Step number 4, choose what to visit. I hate crowds. Sometimes find the main attractions of a city extremely overrated, and I hate to miss important sites just due to lack of preparation. I believe that these 3 reasons are more than enough to explain why I construct my own itinerary. Let's start. As I previously explained, I love to use the website Culture Trip. Therefore, I will straightforward write Athens in 3 days culture trip. Now I will open Excel and start dumping all the places that they recommend on a list. I like to work with a split screen just to make sure that I can see from the website and also write exactly on the same window. As I explained also, I like to research for a longer period of time than the one that I'm actually going to stay in order to have better results and more choices of the places that I can visit. Now I have the list and I'm going to divide the recommendations for meals from the other ones. I'm going to add 2 columns to the front of my list. One column for my personal grade of the place, and another column for all of the comments about the place. What it is, opening hours, what it's important to see there, that kind of information. I created my own personal system to grade the places, but you can create your own. The one that I use is kind of silly, but it's composed by love, yes, maybe, nhé, and na. So love is something that I really don't want to lose and I really want to visit it. Yes is something that I want to visit but it's not as important as love. Maybe is something that I wouldn't mind seeing. Nhé is something that really doesn't attract my attention, so it's even less than a maybe. And na or nope is something that I don't want to see at all because it's too expensive, it is dangerous, it is too tiring, or it's just too far away for me. To write these comments, I just look for all of these destinations one by one in Google Images and also in some websites just to get a feel of what I can expect, because the opinion of other travelers is extremely important at this step. It is now time to organize the list by grades and to eliminate everything that I don't mind skipping or I actually don't want to see, so the nhés and the nas. Now on to Google Maps. What I like to do is to dump... This is Kika's tail. Kika. Now it's time to get over to Google Maps. I'm going to take all the places that I selected and put it over in the maps just for me to get an idea of what the locations are. In this case, unfortunately, I won't be able to show you what it really is to organize by regions per days, because the truth is I only have 1 day there, so I can't do much. Okay, so this Irene Square is clearly far away, so maybe it's not really worth it to go. I'm just going to check if it is something that interests me. It doesn't seem like it, so I'm just going to drop it. Now, because I only have 1 day there, I'm going to take advantage of the meal recommendations given by Culture Trip. I'm going to research the restaurants. Usually I would just go with the exploring meals, meaning I would select the neighborhood that I would be. However, with so little time, I already know the area that I'm going to be, and fortunately the restaurants are very close, so I'm just going to select one of them. Now let's create the famous tentative schedule. Now that I also selected the restaurant where I want to get dinner, it's important for me to see how I'm getting to the airport from there. So my flight departs at 1:45 midnight. This makes 10:30 to be at the airport a safe time. Since it takes 1 hour to get from the center to the airport, I might as well just leave at 9:15. With this, I think that the secure time for me to start having dinner is at 7:45. Now that I have an idea of all the regions, how close they are, and the opening hours, I'm going to construct the same scheme that I told you about in a previous video. Since I never travel with checked-in luggage, 13 minutes to get out of the airport is completely fine for me. So I can manage to arrive to Acropolis at 8:30. Perfect. It's early enough to avoid the crowds of tourists. Now let's just put the other locations. Taking into account that the Lycabettus hill seems to be a little bit far away, I'm just going to put it as an extra. If I have time, I will go there. If I don't, I really don't miss a lot. Okay, so this is how the final timetable looks like. In the morning, I'm going to visit Acropolis and Plaka. I'm going to have lunch in Tsitsikas kai Mermigas. And in the afternoon, I'm going to see the Syntagma Square, Monasteraki, Temple of Hephaestus. I'm going to have a snack at the Black Duck Garden. I'm going to visit city. If I have time, I'm going to go to Lycabettus Hill. If I don't, just go straight to my dinner at Cousina. I will have from 8:30 a.m. to 7:45 in the evening to visit Athens. Also, and because this is a layover, I went on and researched if the Athens airport has a luggage storage system. Turns out it does. For 7 or 9 euros, it is worth it. With only a day of sightseeing in Athens, I really cannot afford to be running around with a 50-liter backpack on my back. So I rather just give it a rest and leave it at the airport. 7 to 9 euros in a day, it's not really expensive, taking into account that I'm protecting the health of my back. In the meantime, a wild Kika appeared. I hope that this practical example helped you to understand more about how I plan my trips. If you have any questions whatsoever about how I do it, just leave me a comment. If anything wasn't clear, I will do another video explaining it. Don't forget to subscribe and to give this video a thumbs up. Beijinhos! Shut up, you're famous now.